another Sky High Aviation HD video, and we are back at FSX in the Majestic -8 Q400. Today we are on the ground at Cardiff, gate number 3, for a flight up to Leeds Bradford that was suggested by Oliver Melville. I'm guessing that's how you say your name. He's an awesome guy, supports the channel quite a bit, and he suggested this route for me to do from Cardiff. But first of all, he suggested the route from Cardiff to Isle of Man, and I can't do that sadly because I haven't got scenery for it, and I checked, and there isn't any proper good airport scenery for the Isle of Man, unfortunately. So if you have got a route to suggest, please make sure that there is decent scenery out there I can get, at least for free, so I can just download it and hop on and do it. Today though, we are operating flight service BE1543 up to Leeds Bradford. I don't believe this is a real route, but this is the route that I am going to be operating today. We're in the white livery for the Q400. It's GFLBC, and yeah, so I guess let's hop in the cockpit and get prepared for our flight up to Leeds. So, welcome to the cockpit of the Q400. Before the video gets underway, I do apologise for any FPS drops. If there was any, the last video was actually really good on FPS, which was good for you guys to watch. So once again, turn all the basic electronics on, and I'm going to just get all the other stuff on here. So we'll turn the radios on, and we'll turn the FMCs to on. Just like in the last video, I think we'll sort the overhead panel out first while they're all doing their self-tests. So let's hop into the overhead view and turn the main bus tie to on. External power can come to on, and what I'll do actually is hopefully these are booted up, which they aren't just yet. So I won't do that yet, but I was gonna get the external powers to come on. We'll put the window heats to warm up. This is the first flight of the day. We'll put the position light on and no smoking on, and we will put the recirc on, but we won't turn any of the bleeds on just yet. So these are now sorted. We can get the ground power unit up front, which is just up there, and we'll accept it on this side as well, so it's not a worry to us later on. So we'll get the flight plan sorted now. So we are from EGFF, which is our current location, gate 3, and we are going to EGNM, I believe, which is Leeds Bradford. There you go. Flight plan today, we are EGFF from Cardiff. We are then a departure of runway 12. Runway 12. I'm so used to the Airbus way of planning these flights by clicking on the actual waypoint, which is a pain, but hey. So we are a departure of BCN 1B, which is number 2 in there, and then we go back to the flight plan and delete the no link to make sure that when we do put the next waypoint in, it links up. From BCN, then we're on an airway, so we don't want to go to that. We're on an airway of a N864, which is number 2. From N864 we're getting off at Wrexham, which is can anyone see this? There's a lot of pages. Wrexham is number 19, so there's a lot of ways off. From there we I think we're at another one, which is, nope, we're not. I think this is actually a waypoint. Yes, this might be a waypoint. We'll have a look now if we pop it in down the bottom. From Wrexham we are at a BA, which is a RTN. It is a waypoint. From there then I believe we're at EGNM, and the arrival is a runway 32, and it is a, maybe not, maybe I'm wrong actually. Let's check. I will sort this out. I'll be back in a tick. Okay, so what I have found out for Leeds is that there is no like ILS stars. So what I'm going to have to do is kind of similar to last episode. I'm going to have to fly a heading hold into the ILS for runway 32, which is what we're going to be arriving on. Let's just make sure that all that goes in the nearest direction, which it does. That is pretty much perfect. We're going up there. So we can now request boarding. No. Boarding, not pushback and departure. And from there we'll set our cruise level. Now I believe today we are flight level 170 or 190. I think it's 190. So we'll put that to there. We'll put the yaw damper on, and we are FMS 1. Put nav, and we are alt select VS, and we'll just put a VS speed, just like last time, and 2,000 feet VS on departure. Passengers are boarding now, which is good. So they're going to board. They're probably going to take a while to board. So what I'm going to do is catch you guys once they're finished boarding off the bus. So see you guys in a few seconds. Okay, so boarding is complete. This guy's walking back to his truck, which we can close the front door. And what we'll do is we'll get rid of the external power and start the APU up. And in this case then we can get rid of services and cancel the GPU. We can also go overhead and turn the fasten seatbelt signs on and the anti-call to red. We're gonna be preparing for pushback and departure. I think we can only push back straight. Yeah. A stop. Just like the last episode, engines have to be started after push because you guys know. Oh, don't forget the door. That's not good. Gotta shut the cargo door.
Flight deck, this is ground crew. Stand by for pushback.
The weather at Cardiff is cloudy, but that's about it. There's nothing else in our way, just a few clouds. I think there is a wind on departure. I'm not too sure. We'll have to check that out in a bit. Ice protection is needed,
Gear,
and the weather at Leeds currently is actually quite bad, so I'm hoping that by the time we get there it clears up, which it should do. But last time I checked it was pretty cloudy and foggy and stuff, which is not what we want right now. So let this guy give us good to goes. The parking brakes.
Captain, ground crew here. Departure check is complete. Nose gear steering disconnected. Bypass pin is inserted. Release parking brakes.
Okie dokie, parking brakes are off.
Okay, here we go. We are clearing on the aircraft and safety start engines at your discretion.
Alright. Can't start the engines right now, but we'll do it afterwards. So we're departing runway 12, which if you're not familiar with Cardiff Airport, runway 12 is down there, and that's runway 30. If you watched our spotting videos, then you'll be familiar with Cardiff, and it's my local airport. And apparently, people watching these videos at local airport as well, which is pretty cool to know that you guys are also local to Cardiff. So we can't do anything on the push. I'm just going to make sure I've checked everything, which is good for pushback, which I believe it is. We haven't missed anything out on the pushback here, and they should stop us like literally round by here now, because yeah, we're getting pretty close. We'll have to just spin this around, I guess. Oh, inside the truck. The Q400 is just beautiful. I flew the white livery today because I thought, why not? We'll switch it up a bit. And any minute now, are we going to stop, or are we just going to keep on going? Oh boy, this could turn nasty. Come on, stop. GSX, come on. Don't keep going. Please stop us here. Thank God for that. Please tell me we're stopping right.
Set parking brakes, please.
Whew. That was that was lucky. Thought we were gonna go right out into the grass. And if I did have my payware, my full like extreme scenery on, we would be into the roundabout with all the cars, which is not what we want.
Unlocking gear.
So no, we'll do that afterwards. No problem. So
vehicle disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
we can now start the engine, so we'll start up engine number 2, which is our priority engine. That was loud. Oh boy, that was loud. We'll just get rid of that warning. Like so. There we go. We'll just spam that.
And Captain. Left
Chuck in
is
the
clear.
condition lever.
Right is clear. You are all clear behind the
Nope,
aircraft.
not that one. That one. We got the wave.
Clear behind the aircraft and safe to start engines.
Alright, awesome. Safe to start the engines. Engine number 2 is spewing up. It's always good. We can now start engine number 1. Set flap setting 5. Put all the PTU pumps on. Normal pilot, and we'll get that off. My bad. The recirc fans to on. We'll put the pitot heats to on, and we will drag this up into start feather. Come on, come on! You know you want it. No, no, we don't. There we go. Got it eventually. And we got flap setting of 5 today. Alright, both engines are stable, which is great. We will now alright, what we'll do is that's all looking good. So we'll put them all the way up to max. We'll trim back on the trim, which is good. Up go the props. Tax light can come on. APU can go off. Leads to min. Anti-skid on. Taxi light, I mean nose steering can come on, my bad. And we're ready to go, so I will release the parking. We'll put in some power first, because we're going down to runway 12, which is some could say it's a fairly long taxi, but I don't think it's that long. It's only down the runway, and it's only down the runway, and there we go. So fairly clear day, and Cardiff, perfect flying conditions. And, as I mentioned in the last video, this plane is pretty damn quick. We'll just do the takeoff config. Oh, that's all the lights, I think. I think I actually hit the wrong one. I'll have to go and do that when we get on a straight bit of taxiway, because I cannot see what I'm doing as of right now while I'm not on a straight bit of taxiway. Right, maybe we can go and do it now. Right, takeoff warning is all good, which is good news. So yeah, runway 12 is just all the way down here past the hangar, and we should be there, which is awesome. So yeah, we'll do so much more FSX videos. I mean, I will probably be doing a lot in the Dash 8 because I love flying this thing. so much. So if you guys have got any suggestions for me to do in the dash, any airline, I mean, I love flying Flybe, but if you guys have got any other ideas, I'll try and give them a go. If I can get scenery for them, then I'll try and do them. If not, tell me if you guys don't mind about the scenery. If you don't mind it being default, because this is all add-on scenery that I've got right now. Which, I mean, if it's default scenery, it'd probably be better FPS. But add-on scenery, I think, just looks better overall. So we're bombing it down this taxiway. We're going really quick. I'm not sure if that's always a good thing, but we'll be on time for our departure today, which is good. Just a quick check overhead. Everything is looking all good. So I'll just do it like last episode. I'll try and just give you guys updates now and then in between the cruise. We're approaching runway 12. So I'm gonna hold short, I think, so I can sort everything out, because doing it while I'm turning is probably not a good idea. We might end up somewhere else but the taxiway. So if I just slow myself down, like that, set the parking brake, get rid of that warning, put the lights to on, and what is that warning on the parking brake? I was going to say, caution panel was black a second ago. And we'll give a cabin crew call. Feed some power in, just to get ourselves rolling up. So here we go, runway 12 for departure. We don't need to backtrack, which is that little bit over there. We don't need that. We're okay with the runway we got. We could probably take half the runway, but I thought it's just better be safe than sorry, huh? So there's runway 12. We'll just turn ourselves up onto runway 12. I completely overshot that. There was like a lag spike that I had, so oh well, we're there. So what we'll do actually is I'm gonna brake press. I'm gonna release the gust lock, and I'll go 1, 2, 3. That was not. And 6. I'll just take that as 6, I guess. Yeah, I'll take that as 6. It is 6 to the right. Okie dokie. No steering. Go out. Clear the warning. Start the clock. We're ready for departure. So brake press. Feed in the power. There's stable power. And takeoff power is set. Goodbye, Cardiff. So there's 60 knots cross-checked, 70 knots, 80 knots. There's 100. Take V1. Rotate. We're a bit off to the side of the runway. Positive rate of climb. Gears up. Up, up, and away. Out of Cardiff we go. So we'll roll with that. We'll put no steering back on. But there we go. We'll bring props down to 900. Nope, that's flap down. Flap up. Press the wrong key on my joystick. We'll take off the PTU and the fuel control pumps now. I will bring in the rudder. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 are back in, and there we go. So we're just now heading to our first waypoint, which is is just up here. We're literally about to hit it any second now. There it is. So we're on our turn up and out. And that stuff after landing, we're all good. So what we can do now is then back to normal. And I'll put the anti-ice on now. Just before it does get a bit out of hand and we are too late. So I'll just pop that on now. We're in a bit fast. Which is okay, yeah, we're a bit quick. It's quite strange. I never really overspeed in this thing, but I mean, whatever. There's Cardiff down there. And we'll be above the clouds in no time. Our speed is looking good. 5,000 feet and climbing. And, there we go. So we're just climbing up now, above the cloud level. We're 6,000 feet. Temperature is dropping. It's now only 3 degrees. So, and up until 10,000 feet, we'll get them lights off. So I think we're experiencing a tiny bit of turbulence. Just check on the wing view. Just a tiny bit, not too much though. So there's our route all the way up and out. So at that point there where we turn to Barton, when we hit that waypoint we'll take a right hand turn with heading hold until we hit the ILS, because I'll tune the ILS in at cruise, but at that point, because we haven't got a SID or I mean like a star or something, we won't be able to have like perfect vectors onto final. So it's alright though, it's not the end of the world. I mean, as you've seen, like planning the flight, nothing I could do about it, there just wasn't one there, so we'll be okay. And hopefully there's a lot of cloud over that way, so hopefully it clears up by the time we get over there. Like I said, it wasn't looking too good last time I checked at the ground, so oh well. But we are coming up to 9,000 feet, so we can't turn our lights off yet. Yeah, you see 9,600 feet. I'll pop the power in. And near us, damn it, now we're at 900. We're at 9,000. We'll take the lights off. And if people want to get up and walk around, they can. So I'm gonna climb up to cruise, and I'll see you guys once we get up there and have a little bit of a status report. So see you guys there. Okay, so 9 minutes into cruise, we're just reaching our altitude. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce props to 850 for a nice cruise. The cloud is kind of leveling out now. It looks like it's clearing, which is good, and smooth so far. No turbulence has been properly experienced, and I think the ice protection is doing as well, because it's minus 22 degrees outside. And the props look like they're hanging in and not giving up to the ice, which is all good. So yeah, nothing really much to say. We're just cruising along at our steady dash pace. Speed is improving. It's climbing up. Just a quick check on where we are on the route. Not far away at all. That's around about like 90 miles until we're there, so not that bad. We've got a 24 knot wind heading this way, so that's swiping us to the right But as you can see there on the display, you can see the wind is actually impacting us. It's actually blowing us to the side, as you can see there, which isn't good. And unfortunately, this is the way the runway is facing. So I really do hope we don't have to encounter 24 knot wind on approach. If we do, then I'll just have to manage it myself and pray for the best, but it should clear by the time we get up here, because that's still a long way off, and the weather around it is green, so we're okay. I mean, the terrain around it is green, my bad. But I'll have to turn the weather radar on and check that out. But yeah, we'll continue on into the cruise, and I'll give you guys an update later on in our cruise here. So, almost 20 minutes in, just about to turn 20 minutes in. We are literally almost there. I've planned our descent down to 2,200 feet once again, so I think we'll be able to capture it at that. You can see we really aren't far away from our turn, and we've only been in the air for 20 minutes, which is surprising. So I'm going to go and punch in the frequencies now for the ILS runway 24. I believe that is right. No, runway 32, my bad. So what we'll do is we'll zoom down onto our frequencies, and we'll click on this one. So we are 110.9, so we'll go 110.9, and on the course selector, which is just here, we hold down the format button and switch ourselves to 320, which is just there like that. So we'll hold format again. We're very close to actually getting there, so I'm going to turn the seatbelt signs back on. So let everyone know we will be starting descent very, very shortly. And once we hit this turn, I think we will begin descent. As I said earlier on, just after departure, we have to make a right-hand turn to heading and get ourselves lined up for the runway. We're still experiencing this 24 knot wind sweeping us to the right, which is something I'm not liking the look of, to be honest. I'm not sure if it'll change or it will lower, but I wasn't really expecting that to be at 20,000 feet. It's minus 22 degrees, which is extremely cold. Cloud definitely cleared up, as you can see, as we got away from Cardiff, so weather is all good. Looks like the weather that was at Leeds was actually going down to Exeter way. So we're turning now, so what I'm actually going to do is, once we level out the turn, I'll lower the speed down, pull the props back to idle, and initiate our descent. You can see the arrow with the wind is kind of turning now as we're turning away from it, so it'll be on our tail, which will give us a nice little tailwind, which will push us along. But I don't really want any type of wind on final approach, because this plane is really small and it gets pushed around quite a bit, which is something I'm not really looking forward to. So we're now around about 60 miles away from the airport itself, and we'll get ready to bug this heading around for us to hit an outbound, take a right turn outbound, and kind of just swoop in for this approach. So yeah, everyone should have sat themselves down now. We'll do a quick cabin call like that, and I believe this is the cabin call push button, which is good. That's the emergency button. I want to press it. Just everything goes wrong. So yeah, we'll initiate descent very shortly, and I'll just speak to you guys once we get started with our descent down to Leeds Bradford. Okay, so we're just going to idle the power back down, and we'll go Alt Select VS and just bring it down like we did before. This will bring the power nicely down, as we initiate our descent into Leeds. So if you guys, as I said, are enjoying these FSX videos, especially the Dash 8, because I really am enjoying making them, they are a lot of fun, and give flight suggestions. As I said when we were on the ground at Cardiff, I want some that I can do, and that there's airport scenery for, because I really want to do the Isle of Man route. I've never actually ever flown there before in Flight Sim, and I couldn't, because I searched everywhere and there was just no scenery. I watched some guy's video, he was at Isle of Man with some pretty decent scenery, but I couldn't find it anywhere on the internet, so yeah, I might get some Belfast scenery possibly and do the route someone suggested, but if not, then you guys can give some other suggestions. Also, don't forget, you can suggest ones for the Boeing aircrafts and Airbus. Just no transatlantic routes to America or anything, because we're not going to be doing those, sadly. So yeah, just descending down now. Nothing really that interesting going on. So yeah, as I said, we'll prepare the outbound right-hand turn and swing ourselves around. Probably when we hit this next waypoint, we'll do exactly that. The wind is still here though, which is a pain. I hope it improves itself and doesn't cause too many problems. And there's Manchester down there. We just skirt over to the right seat and fudge ourselves over. It was somewhere. There it is. Just over there. Can you see it? Manchester Airport. It doesn't look very detailed because of the scenery, but there's the one runway there and the other runway. Yeah. Anyway, I think it's time for us to get back over to that seat and continue the flight. Okay, so we are coming up to this waypoint now, so as soon as we hit it, we need to turn ourselves around. The wind is going down, which is great. It's only 22 knots, which is still a very, very heavy wind, but it's not as bad as it was. I mean, it's not 24, so hopefully it doesn't increase. I want it to decrease. Just before I started recording again, we did hit quite a big patch of turbulence, which chucked us around a little bit. But I think we've gone out of that socket now, so I mean pocket. I mean, what did I say socket for? I don't know. Anyway, we've got the heading ready, just around there, which will be perfect for us. Almost there now, 1 mile away, and we'll stick on the lights. And I think we'll go for the heading now. We'll turn the heading around to there, and then we can put the nav source onto that one. There's the awesome view of our aircraft underneath. So yeah, we're just kind of now flying an intercept in the ILS for the runway into Leeds. So I'm probably just going to fly this outbound and kind of just cut it short, and I'll just fly it down until we've armed the ILS 1 now, which is good. We're 34 miles out from it, which is pretty decent. Our altitude is great as well, and our speed is coming together nicely, so that's all good. We're not that far away either, so as I said, I'm just going to follow this out, and I'll see you guys when we get a little bit closer to Leeds Bradford. Okay, so now we can just see the airport right by there, which is great. We're almost there, so we'll be on, as you can see here, if we go to runway, to runway 32, you can see it over there, which is great. So we'll be on the inbound into that very, very shortly. We're just descending down now, so we're actually almost there. As you can see, we're just about to level off, so All is going well so far. So yeah, what we're now gonna do is, as we are descending nicely, we'll arm the APPR, which is the localizer. Make sure it is that, which it is, and we'll bring the props up to 900, and we're leveling off now, which is good. We'll bring the power up. The wind is calmed down, which is good. The ILS has now caught on, as you can see, and looking good so far. Pappies are visible. Hopefully they don't disappear like Birmingham's did, because that wasn't good. So the landing lights are on. Seatbelt signs are all on, which is great. Glide is slowly dropping down. The diamond is almost there. We're going to slow our speed down a little, which is good. We've leveled off at our 2,200 feet. Just coming up now. We'll be making the turn. Have I armed the APPR? No, I haven't, which isn't very good. Good job, I have done it now. Hopefully we should be able to catch on in time. I thought I did it, but obviously not. But we're running a little wide, which we should be able to actually smoothen out in no time. Hoping the plane can get on its feet and move us around, which it can. We're alright. Yeah, we're perfect. Nope. What is the plane doing? Come on, plane. Get us there, man. Right, we'll take flap 5. We'll put the pumps on. We'll take gear down. We need to get config nice and early here. We'll put bleeds to minimum. And we'll idle the throttle to get rid of some of that power that we don't need. Props to max. Flaps down again. So yeah, the only problem with that was that the approach just wasn't locking on because we ran it wide, which I thought I armed the approach, but it's okay though, we're all there. We're on the approach now, which is okay. Now we're a few miles out, we're 2 miles out. We got to get rid of some of the speed because we are coming in heavily fast. The 1,000 feet is checked.
Unstable.
Fully stable. Once again, RAS is having fun. We're a bit to the side. I think that wind is kicking us around 500 feet. We'll just have to take it out now. I'm trying to level us out with the wind. I can feel it on us right now.
Minimums.
Continue. We are going to be landing. We're going to cut it across here.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Long landing.
Touchdown. Welcome to Leeds, everyone. We're going to use manual braking. We need to get back on the centre. It wasn't very great that the wind was blowing us once again. Only problem with this plane is that the wind does enjoy to push the aircraft along. We'll stow them, and we'll bring us around here. We'll grab the gust lock, and we'll taxi around. Instead of using that, which we don't really need, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something a little bit risky here. I'm just going to flip ourselves around just in the middle of the runway. Why not? I just nailed that. Alright. We can now get rid of the flight spoilers. Stop the clock. 41 minutes. on the clock. And we can now turn them off and approach onto so the yaw damper off. We'll get GSX to give us a gate 6 random gate. We'll go Jet 2 since Jet 2 is the main handler of our thing. Bring the flaps up. So yeah, that landing I think was pretty smooth. It's just that we had that 20 knot wind on us, just giving us a push, which really did push us off center. It's unfortunate the frames here are just lagging like mad, but it's okay though. At least we arrived. We're just taxiing back. Probably because we're near like Manchester or something. I don't know. I don't know. So there you go. I do hope you guys did enjoy that flight. I enjoyed it. The landing was very interesting. But that's what you get with this Dash 8. It's like the Airbus would probably be full center with that. There'd be no problem with the Dash 8. I mean the Airbus, sorry, because it is like a heavier aircraft, and the Dash 8 is quite light. So we made it down none the least. Just a bit of a sideways approach, which is always fun to have some wind, right? But I think I did a good job on that. But I mean, I'm gonna watch that back and make sure that, like, I swear that I let's turn the tax light off now. We don't really need it. That I did arm the approach. Like, I thought I did, but I obviously didn't. Unless it just popped it out and didn't want to accept it, which it could have done. But hey, so where's this guy want me to go? There's no line, so I'm gonna park anywhere. Where am I going, bud? Here. I think here will do. That'll do. Alright. So, as the legend says, Dash 8 props to start and feather, please. For 30 seconds as we clean up the rest of the aircraft. So, that is anti-cold off. Anti-ice definitely off now. We're on the ground, we don't need that. Set fans to normal. And I think that is about it. There's your 30 seconds are up. Door can open. Backs can come out of their seats. And there we go, guys. So that was Cardiff to Leeds, and the plane is just beeping at me like mad. We'll give it a nice little bing bong. Turn that out. Turn the nose steering to off. I mean, like, everything I touch is just beeping at me. Then go off, off. And, we get the external power on. Main bus tie to tie. And the ground power. So there we go. That was Cardiff to Leeds Bradford. Apparently the front door didn't open. Suggested by Oliver Melville. He's an awesome guy. Sports channel so much. So there we go. His flight deserves to be done. If you've got any more that you want me to do, leave them in the comment section down below. Tell me what you guys have thought of these FSX videos. If you want to see more, Be sure to let me know if you haven't already subscribed. And until the next video, take care guys. I'll see you in the next one. Adios.